Hey guys, Daily Kimo here. Welcome back to the channel, and I am here to talk about top card trader cards. Now, this was suggested to me as a top 10 video, but I thought card trader cards, since they use your free in-game resources, I don't think it's worth just talking about 10. Let's talk about all the ones that are going to be beneficial to you on your account. So we're going to start with the regular inventory. Since all that stuff is already here, I don't have to go anywhere else to look for that stuff. And we'll work our way down. So in the UR cards, the first card that I would suggest to you is Chaos Hunter. It is a generally useful card. I'm not going to recommend Miracle Contact, it's too specific. So Chaos Hunter is the first card we're going into. When your opponent special summons a monster, you can discard one card, special summon this card from your hand. Your opponent cannot banish cards. This is an extremely powerful side deck option in tournaments, and if your deck is very weak to banishing, non-targeting banishing, has protection against destruction but not banishing, Chaos Hunter is very good. Not allowing your opponents to banish as a part of their win condition, like limiting a deck like Ritual Beast, Chaos Hunter is very good at that as well. Just off the top of my head, this card murders Dark Magician and Ritual Beast. So yeah, and it's also a pretty free-to-play option. You see here, I click it to get one, and it's cost me 3 UR jewels, 70 dark crystals, and 120,000 gold. So if you play for like a week, honestly, you should have that. So Chaos Hunter is definitely a card I would recommend picking up 3 of over time. And yeah, so out of the other UR cards, there's honestly not much else. The next good card that's UR is Delta the Magnet Warrior. It makes the magnet deck work. Of course, you're going to have to go in other boxes to get magnets, but this guy is a very good card. Only good for magnets though, but it's not going to cost you any money. The next one I would say is a must get is Kaiba Man. If you are a new player and you do not have any farm decks, one of the easiest buildable farm decks is the Gravekeeper's Vassal and Kaiba Man deck, where you're able to summon Blue Eyes and then boost your Vassal and deal effect damage by attacking directly. And yeah, that is all this card is used for. At 3 UR jewels, 2 UR jewels, I would definitely pick it up if you do not have a competent farm deck. Ryoku. If you have not spent any gems, you're entirely free to play. This card is very good at the early stages of the game. It used to be a really good card in PvP when the game was very simple. But now, if you are a free-to-play player who needs a good card to put in their deck for PvE or PvP, when you start out, this card is great. It used to be on rotation only, but now it's a part of the regular inventory. So, really good card, Ryoku. So that goes for all the UR regular cards that I would recommend are worth your time going out of your way for. The other ones, they just don't do much. You can get them if you want, but I would prioritize the ones that I'm talking about. So for SRs, we have a couple more options. The first being Debunk. It is a counter trap in the card trader. When a monster effect is activated in the hand or graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, banish it. This is an extremely powerful trap card that has an extremely wide use. Off the top of my head, graveyard effects, Crystron's, Shiranui, any meta deck, Alistair, Magician Girls, Karakuri of Kunamzan activates from the hand, negate it. Debunk has a lot of uses. It is a very, very good side deck card if you're intending on playing in battle phase tournaments, so I would definitely pick it up at 3. It's probably one of the best card trader cards. If I made this a top 10 video, Debunk would probably be near the top. Next, guys, I'm going to do it. I'm going to put the Arrow Mages on the list for the card trader for the sole reason that this is the only time that I can recommend to you Arrow Mage, because as long as you just get the card trader cards, you don't spend gems, Arrow Mage is pretty good as a PvE deck for a fresh, brand new account. Of course, the problem being you can only get one regular inventory card per 8 hours, right? And after playing the game for 8 hours, you're able to go into the Valiant Souls box and get a way more competent deck. So, Arrow Mage, no valuable resources required to build it. So if you want it, go get it. Don't spend gems though. Next, Destiny Hero Decider. We recommend you pick him up if you want to build your hero deck from the Canadian box, Valiant Souls. Of course, you don't have to build heroes if you go into that box, but if you do, you should pick up Destiny Hero Decider. He makes the deck a lot better. Alright, looking down here, the next card is Rose Lover. It's a very good card for plant decks, allowing you to banish it and special summon a plant monster of any level from your graveyard, and then it is unaffected by traps. This was so powerful in the past that it was limited to 2, and it just has not seen play yet. There has not been a very dominant plant deck since then, but if you like plant decks, Rose Lover is free, and it also does pretty good work in Aed Changer. The next card I would suggest to you as a free-to-play account, or just a good resource to have, is Mausoleum of the Emperor. There's going to be some farm decks every now and then that can utilize this card, or maybe you want it for a certain event. Other than that, just pick it up. It's an SR, no resources needed. Pick it up. Feng Huang is used to be a side deck card back in, I believe, the Alien meta, if you want to call it that. It's a spirit monster, so it returns to the hand, and when this card's normal summon or flip face up, destroy all set spell or trap cards your opponent controls. So that's what it was used for back then, like a side deck way to remove 3 back row when you're going up against Amazonas or something. But now it's just not used. But of course, free to play option. It's 4 SR jewels. You probably got 4 SR jewels, right? Okay. DNA surgery is nice, and it's a nice niche when there are strategies that can utilize it, but there hasn't been one since Buster Blader got nerfed. And going in here, Spiritualism is a card that has seen a lot of play as of late, especially being main decked in decks in tournaments for decks that lack powerful back row options when they do not have access to Cosmic Cyclone. Return 1 spell or trap card your opponent controls to the hand. This card's activation and effect cannot be negated. So, yeah, this card will go off 100% of the time. And yeah, for decks that don't have Cosmic Cyclone, this is the next best thing if you do not have Night Beam or Galaxy Cyclone. This is an SR in the card trader. Pretty good. Alright, next we have Bad Reaction to Somochi. If you don't like Aed Mage, get this card. Next, Blue Dragon Summoner is what I would call probably one of your best pickups from the card trader for the Kaiba Man farm deck that I talked about earlier. Again, this guy just lets you special summon Blue Eyes so that you can summon Vassal and attack for a lot of damage. That's the only reason you want this guy, really. So, Blue Eyes farm deck. That's it. Cerberus. You can use Cerberus in the Cerberus farm deck where you power him up with a bunch of spell cards, and then you're able to attack into an opponent's monster for massive damage. Polymerization. You need Polymerization on your account. Although some duelists have Polymerization built into their starting decks. I mean, you should already have 3, to be honest. I don't even know why I'm telling you to pick up Polymerization, but you should have Polymerization. Thunder Dragon is good in farm and event decks for when you need to, just straight up remove cards from your deck and thin it so you can see what you need sooner. I can think this was used in like a Cloudian farm deck or something. That's it. It saw play in some Thunder Dragon lists recently, but not too much. Wonder Wand is seeing play right now in Invoked Fortune Fairies. That's like the most competitive deck this card is used for. It's also good for farm decks. Getting a draw 2 is very valuable. I think this was also used in Invoked Magician Girls a way back, but you know, Wonder Wand good for when you have disposable spellcasters and need card advantage. Next we're on to the rares now. Magic Deflector. This is a trap card that saw play when Blue Eyes first became meta. For the rest of his turn, negate all equip, field, continuous, and quick play spell card effects on the field. So after this card is activated, any effect that will resolve after it is negated as long as that falls under one of those effects. Very powerful. It only allows normal spells to be played. So anything specific that you're afraid of from your opponent, like a field spell, if you're afraid of getting messed up by a quick play, this can negate. So yeah, can keep you pretty safe. Next card is Aed Changer. You've probably seen this one around a lot. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target one monster on the field, change its battle position. Very powerful, and especially since it can be sent to the grave to summon monsters like Neos. That was the most powerful and most popular way that we've seen Aed Changer be used, but he hasn't seen play as of yet because there's no really good strategies that can dump him to the grave and make him more useful than just flipping stuff face down. You usually want to flip stuff face up so you can make an aggressive play and go for game. Alright. Deep Sweeper is a free-to-play Breaker the Magical Warrior. That's all. That's all I have to say on that one. The rest of these guys, not gonna lie, not looking like anything that's down here. I'm gonna look through it just in case though, but does not look like there is anything even worth your time to look at. No. Okay, so you guys know there's the general inventory, but there's also the rotating inventory. Now the rotating inventory changes a lot. And the list that I have here, I do have a list of stuff. It's not updated, so before I go on to talk about it, I want to say that every Fusion, Xyz, and Synchro monster in the card trader, you should always pick up all of those. There's no reason not to pick up extra deck monsters. If you're free to play, extra deck monsters are very hard to come by, especially Synchro and Xyz monsters that are generic and can be used anywhere. Anytime they give you a free one, like Gagagigo the Risen, you see here, you have to pick him up. You gotta populate your account with whatever extra deck monsters you can. So, firstly, always get Xyz and Synchro monsters. Now, onto this list of cards that I have here. So we'll go to the featured card list. So we'll just go one by one. URs, SRs, rares, normals. So, do forgive me, a couple of these have been added to the regular inventory. So they are, this is a little bit outdated. And if there's anything I missed, please let me know in the comments that you think will be worth it, and I'll let you know if it's worth it or not. So featured inventory, Aromatherapy, Rosemary. This is the Mage Synchro. You should pick it up. If you probably already have it because you picked up the rest of the Mage archetype. If you see this, pick it up. It's a Synchro monster. Why not? Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Evening Twilight. This is an effect monster with a weird cost. You're probably not ever going to use this, and no deck that can utilize this card is very good. Cypher Soldier is a troll kind of warrior monster that gains 2,000 defense. It's a machine monster that gains 2,000 defense when a warrior type monster attacks in. It was meta when heroes are meta. It's not good anymore. It's only good when hero decks are good. None of these other cards are good. Swamp Mirror is a trap monster with 1800 attack. That's it. SRs. Mage Jasmine, we talked about her. See, a lot of these cards did get added to the regular inventory. Doesn't look like there's any SRs. Wow. In the featured inventory. They're very good. So, of course, here, the two Mage, Bergamot and Rosemary. Gotta pick those up. They're Mage. Why not? And, Gigantic Castle, a Synchro monster that you should pick up because he's a Synchro monster, like I said. Not much going on here. Aroma Garden, pick that up. And that's it, guys. Honestly, that's it. There was not too much in the rotating inventory that I thought was good. Dark Magic Attack, apparently that's a part of it now, but that's not even very good. But yeah, that's it. I hope you guys learned a lot, and you know what to prioritize, what you see in the card trader now. There's not a lot of great options, so you really shouldn't try to look here for things that are going to power up your account. Just look for the things that you need, and those are, you should always prioritize Xyz and Synchro monsters. And if you need like just generic cards, if you need just generic cards to help you, take a look at some of the things that I mentioned before from the regular inventory. Most of them were there. There were little to none in the other section. Take a look at the side deck and farm deck cards specifically. Those are the cards that you want to try to get as many of those as free to play as you can, because they're kind of niche, and the card trader is a good place to get some of them that are very good. So I hope this video helped you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, please ask them in the comments. Please let me know what video you would like next from me. And yeah, what cards from the card trader are you going to pick up? Peace out, guys.